It's September and I've got a great time-saving cardio toning workout. Grab your lightest dumbbells and let's go. All right, killer bees, let's go ahead and get moving and grooving, and that means that we are getting started with some arm circles with high knees. You guys, welcome to the workout. I'm Paula B. I'm your best middle-aged fitness friend, and around here we are all about making peace with your menopausal body by finding a healthy weight and moving in ways that feel like self-love. And you know what feels like self-love? Getting your dumbbells out of the way, which is what I meant to mention to you when we first started. Totally. I think at this point I'm probably like maybe 25% accurate with that one. It's just not something I remember to say. And especially today when I'm actually even really thinking about it, because I have the dumbbells at my feet rather than on the chair, because I don't know if you noticed, but Blossom's taking up a fair bit of the chair today, which means that I had to put my dumbbells someplace else, because I'm certainly not going to ask my dog to move, you guys. You guys. Today's going to be so much fun. I am really looking forward to walking with some weights today. Let's go ahead and do some arm crossers with booty kickers, because I love walking with weights. It is one of my absolute favorite kinds of workouts. Oh, you're going to move just anyways? Oh, do you mean I could actually put the dumbbells down there? But now I'm not going to, because we're actually going to use them for the entire workout. You guys, the reason I told you to pick up your lightest weights, and truly you could do today without weights at all. It's a cardio workout, but we're making it a little bit more efficient, more effective, more bang for your buck by having our lightest dumbbells and doing more than just walking. We've got a couple of other exercises that we were doing. I've got the handy dandy gym boss here, set for intervals of 1 minute of walking and 30 seconds of other stuff. And I've got actually a nice full whiteboard. Let's go ahead and do some welcome to my homes. A nice full whiteboard of all kinds of other cardio toning, all low impact, absolutely no jumping, no getting down on the ground today. All very, they're some of my favorite exercises, but also if they're not yours, there's absolutely no repeating other than the walking. There's no repeating of the other exercises today. So it's a really, I think today's going to be super fun. I always think today is going to be super fun. Let's go ahead and get started with the walking, because that really is kind of a little bit more of an extended warm-up. So we're taking it at a very whatever pace feels good to you. I always like to start off a little bit more gentle than I think I need to, because, well, for two reasons. Number one, there's such a thing as cardiac drift, which means that as we work out, even if you stay at a super low pace, your heart rate will continue to rise because you are continuing to work. So therefore, you don't have to jump right out of the gate going at full speed ahead, because your heart rate's going to come up anyways. Let me tell you really quickly that when it beeps, we're going to do 30 seconds of booty kicker elbow swings. And I really deliberately chose, I chose my favorite exercises, because I'm in charge of the workout. I can always choose my favorites. But because we're doing 30-second intervals, I really wanted to make sure that we weren't doing all overhead all the time. So there are some where we do have some overhead work, but for those of us with cranky shoulders, so here we go with booty kicker elbow swings. Those of us with cranky shoulders, we're not trying to modify like every single exercise. And here's the thing about modifying any of these workouts or any of these exercises. My friends, you are always welcome to do such a thing. And please do. I would much rather you modify and moderate and make the workout your own and still get through an amount of it that works for you, so that you can come back again tomorrow and the day after that. And here we come back to walking, and the day after that, and the day after that. Because, my friends, the way to get any place you want to go is to be consistent with it. So rather than doing a workout that's too hard because your weights are too heavy, or you're doing too much, like too long of a workout, or you're trying to go as hard as you can, or any of those reasons why it would be too much of a workout, too much exercise, that's going to stop you from working out tomorrow. And if it doesn't stop you from working out tomorrow, which it should, frankly, if you do too much, but if it doesn't stop you, then over time, that doing too much is absolutely going to show up in injuries and burnout. You guys, when it beeps again. Okay, so here, this one is a little bit overhead. We're doing punch-up kicks. And I'm going to think about this right now. I'm going to give myself plenty of time to think about it. We're going to punch up with one hand while kicking with the other foot across your body. That cross-body connection, like the brain-body connection, it's really good for working both sides of your brain, both sides of your body, and really specifically for working your core. Oh my gosh, Blossom's doing that thing where she kind of seems like she'd really like to go out, and I wish I would have let her out before I started filming, but we're just gonna make our way through this because this is probably gonna work out for me. Blossom, do you wanna come back, sweetheart? She doesn't. You guys, when it beeps again, of course we are coming back to walking. Excellent job. The thing about doing cross body kind of exercises, it's one of my favorite things to do because it's almost, I think of it as a very natural way to work your abs. Come on up, sis. She's gonna take a nice long stretch. She's gonna take her time before she gets back in that chair. When it beeps again, you guys, we're doing V reaches, which means that we're making a big V in the air with our hands, and it's a little bit of a squat in the middle. Again, let me come back to what I told you about modifying or moderating. You don't actually have to squat. There's nothing magic about the squat. It's just part of the way I happen to do this exercise. The real thing that makes it work is it gets your heart rate up because your hands are going to come up over your head. So we're going to make start with the top over on one side, come down into that squat, and then push your hands up on the other side as well. Blossom, come on up on the chair and relax, sissy. Nope, can't do it. All right, so hands up, squat it down if you want to, hands up on the other side. I'm gonna take this at a little bit slower pace. Whew, doggies, because my heart rate came up immediately when I started putting my hands up over my head. That, my friends, is the magic of a cardio toning workout. When we've got something, even our lightest dumbbells in hand, and really, even without dumbbells, even without anything in your hand, having your hands up over your head, whew, back to walking. Makes your heart rate come up. And you noticed, even at a gentle or a gently moderate pace, we have already got our heart rates up. That is the point of today's workout. My friends, do you know why we get our heart rate up? You ever thought about that? I know that everybody says it's good for you, but do you know why? Because we're putting a little bit of stress on our heart. And I know that doesn't sound like good news, but this is what exercise does. Exercise stresses our body. And we have to be really careful. I mean, even when we're younger, we have to be really careful about making sure that it's like the right amount of stress, because like anything, you can have too much of a good thing, even though I know stress doesn't sound like a good thing. But stress on your body, stress on your heart, stress on your lungs, stress on your muscles, stress on your bones, a little bit, the right amount, actually makes that part of your body get stronger. When it beeps again, we're doing wide open side kicks. Here we are, putting our hands, starting at our chests, opening them up nice and wide while kicking out to one side, whoo, and then the other. Now for me, this kick is more like a leg raise than a kick. It usually is. I tend to prefer a leg raise kind of motion. You are welcome to actually do like a full-on side kick if you have karate training. You can always help yourself to doing what feels best for you. When it beeps again, my shoulders are going to be very happy to come back to walking, you guys. So when we stress ourselves, like physically, not mentally, there is a difference. Although weirdly to your body, and that is another part of the conversation, weirdly to your body, any kind of stress feels like the same kind of stress. Your body actually has a stress response. But really specifically, when we have a physical stress on our heart and lungs or on our muscles and bones by carrying something even moderately, even lightly in our hands. When it beeps again, we're going to do something, oh my gosh, we're doing something I'm calling push, push, burst. I'm going to give myself a little bit of space here. We're going to push to the side, and then we're going to burst out to the other side. I know for those of you who love push, push, crunch, and that was sarcastic, for those of you who don't love push, push, crunch, this is different and it's not going to be easier. You are totally welcome to do with this whatever you would like to. This is the first time I'm performing this move, so let's see how it goes. Push, push, burst. Push, push, burst. That's kind of fun, right? It's a little bit of a burst with your arm and a kick with your foot. This is actually what I was just talking about karate training, of which I have absolutely zero. You can probably tell. But doing this kind of a kick is a little bit more fun than just doing a leg raise. You guys, whew, doggies when it beeps again. Coming right back to walking. And here's the thing, if you did or did not love the push, push, burst, we're only doing it just that one time. This is what I love about a no repeat workout. Okay, coming back to stress. Here's the thing about a little bit of stress. When your body perceives stress on your heart and lungs, your bones or your muscles, it sends out whatever it needs to. It's different for your bones, it's different for your heart and lungs. So it sends out whatever it needs to help that part of your body get stronger for next time. A little bit of stress is actually really, really good for your body. Now, when it beeps again, we're doing triceps curl downs, and that means that we're going to tap one foot out to the side while also curling our hand down and pushing your hand out to that side. Now, I'm going to start with my hands more or less at my chest level. As we push it down and out to the side, your palms are going to face out to whatever's on the outside of you. So triceps curl downs, really thinking about involving those triceps muscles, pulling in your core, making sure that we've got excellent form throughout our workout today. Great job, my friends. When it beeps again, we're going to come back to walking. And you know what? If you'll excuse me, I'm going to holler at my son who's in the other room and see if he can let Blossom out, because I'm a little concerned. She's wandering around. Hey, buddy, can you let Blossom out, please? I know, this is what it's like to work out around here, right? There's always something going on. You guys, when it beeps again, we're doing something else new. We are doing low swinging high knees, which is exactly what it sounds like, but I'm going to spend the rest of this minute like describing it to you because I'm going to have to think about it so much with my brain and my body connection. So low swinging means that our hands are swinging from side to side low as opposed to up over our head like a rainbow. And then while we're swinging our hands from side to side, we're going to bring up one high knee at a time. Now the trick here, this is the thing that I keep thinking about in my mind. The trick here is to make sure that your hands don't swing into that high knee, and I'm pretty sure that that's what's going to happen to me because that just seems like the sort of coordination issue that I would have. So one high knee, oh here we go, there it is. One high knee with those low swinging hands, making sure that your core is pulled in while we're bringing up that one high knee at a time. Such a good job. Oh my gosh. Okay, this one's definitely going to make it into the rotation, especially hands free when we don't have weights in our hands. I think this one could be one that really gets rocking. You guys, when it beeps again, we are coming back to walking. Fantastic job. Now, let's ask a question about stress that comes from your mind. When we get stressed about something that's only in our brain because we're having stressful thoughts about maybe something going on in the world or something going on in our lives or something going on in the wherever. Well, what can your body do to get stronger from that? That is what's really difficult for your body. Your body perceives mental stress in a similar way, meaning that it sends out inflammation, it has a response, a physical hormonal response, but it also can't really make your brain stronger. like that kind of mental stress doesn't actually help you the way that physical stress does. You guys, when it beeps again, we're doing windmill tap backs, which means we're going to have our hands and feet nice and wide in a big X. Going to reach our opposite hand down towards, I'm going to just say our opposite knee because I cannot remember the last time I actually touched my toes with this exercise. You might, and please do if you can. You can reach wherever you want to. For me personally, I would rather move, I'm going to say slightly faster and not get down as far versus really spending the time on my flexibility and trying to get all the way down. You always get to make those choices for yourself. As long as you're pulling in your core and doing what works for you, then my friend, it works for you. Let's come back to walking. So the thing about mental stress, your body sends out inflammation, and then that inflammation response can actually remain in your body somewhat indefinitely because there is no resolution of adaptation, of making your muscles stronger, of making your bones stronger, of making your heart and lungs stronger. There's nothing to make stronger, So your body can actually stay in a state of relatively constant, if your mental stress is constant, of constant inflammation and stress. And my friends, the way that your body deals with chronic stress, meaning stress that continues over time, such as over-exercising, under-eating, or having mental stress, your body will store fat. You guys, when it beeps again, we're doing something else new. We're doing side punch, side taps. Literally exactly what it sounds like as I describe all of my exercises. We're punching out to the side while tapping that same foot out to the side. This one is not cross body because I actually thought that might be too much for me. Plus it's kind of fun because it feels a little bit like we're dancing, just tapping and punching out to one side and then the other. Awesome, awesome job. So my friends, when it beeps again, of course, we're going to go back to walking. And we're also going to talk a little bit about relieving your mental stress and why that is so important on not just your weight loss journey. I mean, I know I talk a lot about weight loss, but truly, that's really important for your fitness journey, for your maintenance journey, for your getting stronger journey. No matter what your fitness goal is, managing your mental stress is always going to be part of the equation. When you have mental stress from your thoughts, it does things to your body that aren't great. Chronic inflammation is actually the beginning of lots of different diseases. You guys, when it beeps again, we're doing twisting kicks. Exactly what it sounds like. Our torso is going to twist while one leg is kicking at a time. And the thing about mental stress, thank goodness, is that it actually is within our control, much like physical stress. We can control, like we do with our workouts, exactly how much or how little we're doing. So here's twisting kicks. The thing about stress, my friends, is that it's a feeling. And a feeling, every single time, every single feeling we have are created by our thoughts. My friends, I know that we think that stress comes from outside of us, that stress comes from our bosses, from the world, from our jobs, from our kids, from everything else. But in fact, it comes from our thinking. Whew, doggies. Let's come back to walking. And that's great news. I mean, really, because then, much like your workouts, where I tell you all the time, moderate, modify, make it work for you, you can do that exact same thing with your thoughts. You can choose what you want to think. It's such freedom, my friends. And it's why it's part of the 5-0 method, which is my 5-part weight loss method for women over 50. And truly, it works for any woman of any age and any person of any gender. That doing the 5 things that we do in the 5-0 method, which are eating the right amount of calories. By the way, when it beeps again, we're doing close squat swings. Gonna have our feet close together. We're gonna squat down with both hands on one side. As we stand up, we're swinging our hands up, kind of like a kettlebell swing if you've ever done such a thing. And then as we come down, they're swinging over to the other side. It's basically V reaches, but the exact opposite. We're making an upside down V. So hands on one side, they swing up, hands on the other. Again, you don't actually have to come down into a squat per se. You could simply push your hips back a little bit, whatever works for you. I feel like I have said that enough times, but I'm going to keep saying it. You guys, always, always, always make the exercises work for you. Make the workouts work for you. Make your life work for you. Here we come back to walking. You guys, whew, doggies. I know, this has been a lot to think about and a lot to do, and yet we are almost here at the end. The next exercise that we're doing, it's butter churns, one of my absolute favorites. So our hands are going to start underneath our chin. Hands are going to go up and down right in front of our body with your palms facing your body. As your hands go up and down, 1 foot at a time is going to kick out to the side. Now, historically, I've had a difficult time with this and I frequently get it wrong. However, I've got a mnemonic device. When my hands are down, my foot is out. You can do this exercise literally any way your body naturally moves, as long as you move in a way that does not injure you and that does feel good and fun. My friends, as long as we're having fun, then everything about this workout has been absolutely worth our time. You guys, here we go, in these butter churns. Now, I told you that when we're done with this, we are done. We're not quite finished. I've got what is essentially a built-in finisher because we are going to come back to walking. That 1 minute interval is definitely going to be walking again, but then I've got some fun balance work for us. So when it beeps again, we're coming back to walking. Whew, doggies. And it's funny because my hands are not up over my head, and yet I'm really feeling this work here at near the end of our workout. Here's our almost last walking exercise. Now here's what I'm going to tell you. When it beeps again, we're doing super slow sprinters. That is a single-sided exercise. So we are going to come back to walking one more time after that before we finish the finisher. Super slow sprinters means that we're going to stand on one foot. We're going to have our one elbow and its opposite knee crunching in the middle, and then we're going to extend out the other arm and that flying leg. So the left foot for me, I always start on my left side. Left foot is going to stay on the ground. Right leg crunches in and extends out, and each arm is moving in its own time. So we're crunching across the body and then we're extending on the same side of the body. Really working those abdominals and obliques, which I'm not sure if I ever finished that part of our conversation. How I think that it is the most natural way to work is across your body. Because I don't know if you've ever noticed, here we go with those super slow sprinters, but your body actually frequently moves across itself in order to stay balanced. Therefore, it is a very natural thing for your brain to do, to have this crunch in the middle and the extend out. When we think about how we walk, how we run, we move across our body to stay balanced and stay upright, making sure that you're pulling in your core. We're coming back to walking. Now this is our last walking interval. The next time it beeps, we're doing our very, very, very final thing, those super slow sprinters on the other side. My friends, let's check in with your stress level. How is it? How are you feeling about today's workout? Now here's what I want you to know. Sometimes the workout itself feels amazing, and then we stress ourselves out by wondering, was that enough? Should I have done more? And my answer for you is no. You are fine. This was enough. This was plenty. This was perfect. This was exactly what you needed today to meet your fitness goal, no matter what your fitness goal is. Your fitness goal can best be gotten by being consistent. Now, take a nice deep breath, pull in your core, and get ready for this, because we're going to finish up with this last bit of balance work when it beeps again. And I really like to finish on a nice, strong note. So crunch in the middle and extend out. Crunch across your body, extend all the way out on the same side. Excellent job. Really thinking about bringing that balance work all the way up into your abs, into your core. When we strengthen our core and strengthen our balance, we strengthen everything we do. You guys, the next time it beeps is the last time that it's going to beep. I'm going to put these down. Oh my gosh. What a great, great job you did. Let's go ahead and cool this down with some arm circles, with some tappers. Remember how I promised you that no matter how slow we started off, that your heart rate was going to come up, that we were going to get a little bit sweaty today? This, my friends, saved us some time, bought us some energy by being just the right amount of work. You did such a great, great job today. Let's go ahead and open it up out wide. Now, my friends, the 5 things that I was talking about, let's go ahead and close it up. Give yourself a hug and a nice pat on your sweaty back. The 5 things that I was talking about for weight loss apply no matter what your goal in life is. We do 5 things every day to stay healthy, get healthy, be healthy. It's eating the right amount of energy, exercising moderately, drinking our water, sleeping adequately, and managing our mind. You guys, we talk about it all the time here, so make sure that you subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.